Welcome back to Mystique Home Theater, my YouTube channel for my home theater hobby. I have a fairly nice home theater. It's 12 by 24, 132-inch screen, Epson projector, complete 7.4.4 sound system. This is another installment in my Laserdisc collection. I hope you like these collection videos. If not, oh well, whatever. You don't have to watch them. But these are something that I love. Um, as I mentioned before, back in my back wall, I have shelves that I had um, covers of album covers, and I love listening to music in my theater. And I came across on Marketplace a lady selling laser discs, and I thought, hey, that'd be cool to put on the back shelf. Um, Movies, in laserdisc instead of the record albums. So I went and bought them and discovered that they were sealed DTS laserdiscs, and I couldn't believe it. So I came back home and I decided, you know what, I'm going to add to these collections. I'm going to, in the way that I'm going to buy every video release of those particular movies and have a collection of those particular movies. This next one here is one of those original sealed Laserdiscs that I bought. This one here is not in DTS, and to my surprise, it wasn't even released in Laserdisc DTS. Being a Steven Spielberg, and it was like one of the first great DTS movie releases. I'm surprised it wasn't released in DTS on Laserdisc, but nonetheless, it was released only in AC3 Dolby Digital. Saving Private Ryan. I love this here. It is THX, which again really doesn't mean anything. It just looks cool. It's not the shiny, beautiful THX sticker that um, Universal put on, but nonetheless, it's a DreamWorks. Again, DreamWorks. Why wouldn't they not done this in DTS? I don't know. If somebody knows, please tell me. But regardless, a beautiful sealed, never opened disc, and emblem. I think it says on here. It just shows Dolby Digital. Um, I don't see it. Well, it says Dolby Digital and um, Dolby Surround, but I'm sure it is in 5.1. I love this movie, as I'm sure many of you do. Um, Back when it came out in the theaters, brand new, we went and saw it. And in the opening scene of them storming the beach, the sound was horrible, absolutely horrible. It was in a DTS theater. It was a mono. The sound was in mono and was absolutely horrible. I got up, I left the theater, I went out and grabbed one of the theater employees there and said, "You need to turn on the DTS on Saving Private Ryan." I know back then the DTS was spun on a disc, a compact disc, and it linked up with the movie through the encoding. And I knew they hadn't turned on the DTS disc, plain and simple. So I went back into the theater and sat down and told my wife what had taken place. And I really didn't think anything would become of it. But about maybe a couple minutes later, still during the scene, the beach scene, the theater just lit up. I'm sure it scared the living crap out of a lot of people in the theater because there's a big difference between the mono track and the DTS track. And wow, it just came alive. And I'm so glad that I went out and complained. I wish it was fired up to begin with, so I wouldn't have to go out and complain. But nonetheless, the rest of the movie was really good. DTS is just fantastic, as you all know. Beautiful, beautiful laser disc, perfect shape, never been opened. I just wish it was DTS, but nonetheless, it is what it is. If it wasn't released on DTS, I can't get it in DTS. So anyway, adding to the collection, of course, you got to have the VHS, the widescreen version. As you know, I will only buy the widescreen version unless it's absolutely not available. THX, completely sealed, never opened. It doesn't say on here. It says on the side of the box Hi-Fi stereo, but several of these haven't been. But yeah, I'm sure it is in Hi-Fi stereo. It's a double VHS to play the entire movie. I'm sure I had this back in the 1990s when it came out on VHS because I didn't have a Laserdisc player. And then, look at that. DVD, DTS, widescreen, completely sealed, never opened. DTS. Yes, I'm DTS crazy. I love DTS. I love Dolby Digital HD. I love Atmos as well. I know a lot of my movies back here on my shelves are in Atmos. I love Atmos. I don't know if I really prefer DTS X over Atmos. I think they're both really good. I don't think there's advantage of one over the other. But on this collection here, I was happy to find the DTS DVD. Next, the Blu-ray. And this Blu-ray is in DTS 6.1, I believe it says, and I think it's in Dolby as well. But the main track is in the DTS 6.1, DTS HD 6.1. Can't forget the HD part. But again, this is in beautiful shape. The only thing, there's a sticker on the back, but I think it's a manufacturer sticker. But there's nothing on the cover. And this is actually a, I think this is a still case also release. But I love the video, or I love the look of the cover. I just thought it looked really, really cool. And it was the DTS release, so I had to get it. And then, as you all know, I had to include the 4K. Again, sealed, never will be opened. And this is in Dolby Atmos, as I'm sure many of you know. What sounds amazing. I would much prefer this particular release to have been in DTS, mostly from DreamWorks. Steven Spielberg. I if I'm not mistaken, a financial backer of DTS to begin with. So I really would have hoped that this would have been a DTS X release, but nonetheless, it does have a really good Atmos track release. But here's my Saving Private Ryan Laserdisc collection. Thank you for watching, and I have more collections to come.